So this is a multi-fuel vehicle. It can fill up with hydrogen. Here's a fill receptacle, or natural gas. And there's also an emergency shut-off to shut fuel off to the engine. So those have both been added, and then this is what came with the vehicle. So you can put ethanol or gasoline in there. But this vehicle will never need gasoline again.
Wow.
I mean, you could use it if you had to, but I really don't like to buy gas.
Peachtree Street, fellas. Backbone of Atlanta.
Is that where the TV station namesake or the name?
Do what?
Is that why the Peachtree station or the Peachtree?
Oh yeah, because it's based out of Atlanta. I'm sure that's why they named it.
Over the tank, but that tank will hold 12 gallons of natural gas or 3 kilos of hydrogen.
Holy cow.
And then,
How far can you get on 3 kilos?
3 kilos of hydrogen is good for up to 90 miles. 12 gallons of natural gas is good for up to about 200 miles.
12 gallons. Natural gas, 200 miles. That's great.
How much does that work out to in money for 12 gallons?
It's like $7 to fill up in Utah. $7 to go 200 miles.
Can't beat that.
No, you can't beat that.
And what comes out of the tailpipe with natural gas?
The exhaust out the tailpipe is cleaner than the air we're breathing right now when you burn natural gas. And if you burn hydrogen, it's even cleaner than that.
Yeah.
And there was a gentleman who has some very interesting solar panels that I told my husband, said we have to call him up because we would love to have some solar panels on our house. We have a southern exposure. There is absolutely no reason not to have some of our power provided by solar. So he was getting his name and phone number from me, and that's the great thing about being part of the environmental movement here, and sustainability movement here. Southface, and we might want to drive over to Southface. Have y'all been to Southface?
No, they haven't, and that would be a good idea.
We will go straight over to Ralph McGill.
Okay.
My campaign office is just right down here, in an older brick warehouse building. So I am a preservationist at heart. My father was a brick manufacturer, so we built things, and I love the built environment. But Southface has the Sustainable Roundtable, which is the first Friday of every month, and it is open admission. You come and pay a little money, and you get you pay less if you bring your own coffee cup. And so they promote sustainability and have speakers statewide. Statewide speakers. They have the legislature come. They have people that are cutting edge and just very, very wonderful presentations and discussions. And I go about once a quarter. Don't get there every month, but go about once a quarter, and it's always excellent.
Mary, wasn't Southface founded here in Atlanta? As a
right.
function of the changes that were going on in the 1970s? That's where it came from originally? The Georgia Tech Energy Labs and that work?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this drives wonderfully. So now, when you came on your trip, where did you stop and how did you make the trip?
Well, we started in Salt Lake, and we were able to fill up with ethanol in Draper, and fill up with natural gas in Park City, and then Evanston, Rock Springs, and Cheyenne, Wyoming, all with natural gas. And then in mid of the country, there's a little more ethanol available.
Right.
And the natural gas becomes a little harder to find. There's only one natural gas station here in Atlanta, and it's kind of hard to use. It takes a special card.
A special card meaning what?
They won't sell it to you unless you have the card.
Yeah, you have to get one of their fleet cards. You can do a Wright Express card or Voyager. A lot of government fleets use the Voyager card. So it works for them. The police fill up there, but I didn't see any of them having natural gas cars yet. They were filling up with just the gasoline and the diesel.
One of the political rubs that you might be able to help grease the wheels on is that right now the feds require that in order to get a card to fill up with... No,
that the only vehicle made by the manufacturers in this country is the Honda Civic GX, which is a dedicated fuel vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they like. They like a vehicle that only runs on one fuel. But that doesn't work. I mean, Ford, Chrysler, and GM, they all make bi-fuel vehicles and tri-fuel vehicles for every other market in the world. So you can run on natural gas, or you could run on ethanol, or you could use gasoline if you had to. And you know, that's what really works, because when you're stuck with a mono-fuel vehicle that only runs on natural gas, you'd be stuck to just a little, area right here around it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And not everybody can have 2, 3, 4 different cars. You should be with one car, driving it on natural gas around here for your daily commute. But if you want to take your family to Disneyland for vacation and drive across country, you might need to use a couple tanks of gasoline, and you should be allowed to use a couple tanks of gasoline.
Tai, don't they prevent people from having the natural gas purchasing fuel cards if they don't have a committed monolithic fuel vehicle?
No,
that's a rumor?
No,
okay.
Yeah, that's not so.
Okay. I'd heard that. And
one thing I was impressed with as we came across country is there's a website you can go to where they will show on a Google map, it'll show all the filling stations for ethanol and hydrogen and other fuels. And it's amazing to see how many stations there are. You could basically go anywhere in the country without buying gasoline if you had the ability to use these other fuels.
so we're going by Georgia Power's headquarters right now.
There you go.
So that's our philosophy, is that multi-fuel vehicles such as this, they work in today's infrastructure while creating the demand for more clean fuel stations, which is what the goal is, petroleum reduction and using cleaner, safer, less expensive domestic resources.
Tell her about how clean the fuel is coming out right now if we were riding on natural gas right this second.
Natural gas is methane, so CH4